Hello everyone, welcome to Tracking Dirt. I'm Eric Hansen. In this episode, we are exploring the Coastal Path of Wales. The Coastal Path is a beautiful, charming, and lovely way to explore the Welsh countryside. It's an amazing place. I had an amazing experience. I think you're gonna like it. Check it out.
One of the first things I notice as I arrive in Wales is how green it is. This is a cool, lush land with a rugged beauty all its own. In the south, the coastline is a string of rocky cliffs that rise dramatically out of the Irish Sea. And in the north, white sand beaches give way to the misty mountain peaks of Snowdonia. For centuries, the Welsh people have made a good life along this coast, where iconic lighthouses stand proudly over azure blue waters. My journey starts in the south on the Gower Peninsula. There's so much to see, it's hard to know where to begin. So Dan, my hiking guide, and I are meeting up with local coasteering expert Peter Savage.
So we're going to be going down to a nice little secret venue of ours, hidden on the Gower coast. We're doing a bit of climbing, a bit of jumping off stuff. A lot of swimming, hopefully we'll see some seals, some porpoise. We're gonna have a great time down there. So coasteering is a mix of activities from swimming, from climbing, most importantly jumping off stuff and having a good time. Wales was the place of which it was founded and discovered, and so it's kind of nice to bring it back to its birth roots, really. The Welsh coastline is absolutely stunning. Most of it's natural forming. Having such vast tidal ranges, we can really play with it and use it to our advantage.
Coasteering is not for the faint of heart. The sport takes hiking, climbing, free diving, and swimming, and throws them all into one ridiculously exciting experience. As Dan, Peter, and I explore our way along the Gower coast, we're basically focused on just finding the most fun rock formations to jump off of. Basically, it's a hell of a good time. Each new spot is another opportunity to show off what we can do, and we all cheer each other on as we hurl our bodies through space and into the cold waters below.
I just got initiated into my first coasteering experience, jumping off the cliffs here and into the Atlantic. It's been a pretty amazing experience. So we've got more to go. This is a rigorous physical experience, but it's a hell of a good time.
Once we were all good and warmed up, Peter offered to show us a much more intimidating and heart-pounding experience. I'm easily talked into making poor life choices. So, the three of us scramble up the cliff face to a jump spot that makes me question my own judgment.
Always looks so much higher up here, doesn't it?
It does look pretty high.
It's okay to be nervous, I'm nervous as well.
Definitely looks pretty high.
Yeah, Godspeed to you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You ready?
Yeah.
Cross the legs to land,
Yeah.
nice easy down.
Sweet.
Good luck.
3, 2, 1. Yeah!
With the sun low on the horizon and a thrilling day of exploration coming to an end, I soak up the last moments of my first coasteering experience.
What is it? Just tea?
Warm Ribena.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Squash, like cordial?
Like, yeah, like a blackcurrant cordial.
Like a thick, syrupy cordial. It warms you up.
Good for the soul.
I baked you some Welsh cakes.
Brilliant.
The story goes in Wales that everyone's mum makes the best Welsh cakes, but the truth is my mother actually makes the best Welsh cakes.
Well, it's not.
so-
Mine kind of makes the best Welsh cakes.
No, that's not what mum said.
Well, these are the
You're allowed
best
to
Welsh
leave,
cakes
bro.
I've ever had.
Exactly, I'll tell them that then.
What a perfect way to start my adventure here in Wales. But I know this is just the beginning. And as we make our way back up the cliff, I'm starting to get excited about hitting the trails and hiking my way along the coast of this unbelievably beautiful country. The next morning, Dan and I leave our campsite in Pembrokeshire and start our hike on the coastal path of Wales.
Okay, so Eric, this is one of my favourite places on the coastal path of Wales. Just over our shoulder we have St Non's Chapel.
Yeah.
It goes back to the 6th century, and that is the birthplace of St David, who is our patron saint of Wales.
Oh, really?
So big historic importance.
Very cool. Well, pretty amazing spot to be.
It's not a bad place to come from, is it?
Yeah.
The coastal path of Wales opened in 2012 and is the world's first uninterrupted trail along any national coast. This fact alone makes it a must-see destination. But on top of all that, you have the incredible views this trail provides.
These cliffs here are amazing.
Beautiful, look at that, where that rock is.
That's a huge rock, jeez. It's massive.
This is Porthclais. As you can see, it is low tide right now.
Yeah.
So where we've come from in Gower, that's one of the biggest tidal ranges in the world. I think it's second best.
Yeah.
Not as big here, but it is definitely creates like a bit of a dramatic scene. So, but in a few hours, towards 7 o'clock when it's high tide today, this will be complete water.
That's wild. It kind of blows my mind that the tides would actually come down as far as they are to just, and then come up all the way back and fill it.
That
whole space.
Yeah, it goes right back. And sometimes when you stood here, you can literally see it just filling right up. So, Eric, I've got you a little treat, as you can see. A room with a view, the penthouse.
Looks spectacular.
Expense. Obviously, VIP treatment for you.
No more roughing it, I love it.
You can put your feet up for a lovely day on the coastal path. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's see what we got.
Here is your penthouse.
Oh, wow. That looks
Check it
awesome.
out. We call this glamping.
Yeah, that looks luxury.
So after every good coastal path hike in Wales, you've got to obviously try a bit of a local drink, just to say cheers for the adventure you just had. So this is a local spiced rum.
Okay.
Barty the rum. It's made from seaweed. And do you remember what I told you? How to say cheers in Welsh?
Don't test me on the...
I'll let you off. You don't really speak Welsh now, is it?
I don't.
So I'll let you off. Okay, so iechyd da.
Iechyd da.
Spoken like a true Welshman. That means good health.
Iechyd da.
So iechyd da, my friend.
All right.
Cheers.
Early to rise after a very restful sleep, I'm excited for the next adventure.
Hi Eric,
how's it going, Martin? Good to see you.
Yeah, you too. You ready for some kayaking?
Absolutely ready. Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
Get a different look at the coast.
Yeah. This is going to be a great alternative viewpoint of the coastal trail.
So we're just over here at St Justinian's lifeboat station.
Okay.
And between us and Ramsey Island is a stretch of water called Ramsey Sound.
Yeah.
And it's famous for its tidal streams. So the current flows at about 8 knots through this bit of water.
Really? So we're going to have
in a few hours.
Spicy little adventure out there?
Well, potentially.
Right on, I'm excited.
And the sun's coming out.
Yeah, this is perfect. Perfect right now.
Paddling in Pembrokeshire is world class and unique because not only do we have these amazing tidal streams and currents, we have the Atlantic swell as well, giving us big waves. So we kind of get a combination of conditions that you get elsewhere in the UK and beyond. And alongside that, we have the amazing coastline, the scenery and incredible wildlife. Most days we'll see seals, we regularly see porpoise, occasionally dolphins, even whales out here just off the coast. So it's a pretty special place. I don't know anywhere else like it in the world really for sea kayaking.
It's easy to see why the sea kayaking off the coast of Wales is considered world class. There are endless coves and inlets for us to explore, and all of them seem to be teeming with wildlife. Seals and dolphins join us in the pristine waters, and a series of green and rocky islands provide a stunning backdrop. But this paddle is about more than just taking in the serene beauty. There are some challenging tidal rapids ahead, and I'm excited to dive in. My kayak guide Martin is leading me towards a toothy set of tidal rapids known as the Bitches. But the name isn't as derogatory as it sounds, as it actually refers to the female seals here who use this area as their birthing grounds.
You can always use a little backward stroke just to tweak your angle if you need to. Nice, and then back on the power once you've got the angle.
Yeah, that was fun. Very
Fancy
cool.
another go with that?
Yeah, let's go in and swing around.
Okay, we'll try that.
Yeah,
so let's
yeah.
go in a little bit higher. Take your time, even if you lose all your speed, get that angle right. So you want to be almost paddling up the eddy line, so you're pointing right upstream.
Yeah, yeah.
And then those last couple of strokes need to be good ones, so don't panic and go for power. Keep them wide. So set your angle, go on, bring it round. Oops. Are you out? Yeah. Just grab the back of my boat. Grab the back of mine. It's all right, hang on to that. We'll just get you in the eddy. I'm just going to flip your boat over. Keep holding on. You got a good grip on there? Use that leg and your arms to roll up onto the boat. Nice. And then your other leg in. You recovered the first time, and then you went the other way, didn't you?
Martin was initiating me here in what's known as the Bitches, and it's a playful rock feature that has quite a bit of rapids going on. I handled it for a while, but Martin kept giving me progressively more challenging tasks, and ultimately I totally dunked it. So that was all part of the fun. Little bit of an adrenaline spike here as I went under, but Martin rescued me. I feel happy. Just having a good old time out here.
After my unexpected plunge into the Irish Sea, Martin has a surprise to lift my spirits.
Oh, check that out. Put that one in there. That's a good size.
Bigger one.
Lovely. So should we paddle
Sweet.
ashore?
Yeah,
And,
are we gonna go cook this up?
I reckon, yeah.
Oh, no way. All right.
A day earlier, Martin had set a lobster trap in one of his favorite coves in hopes of scoring us an ultra-fresh seafood dinner. Martin is a veteran of the sea, and like the great outdoor Welshman that he is, he came prepared with his fire kit and cook set. After a physically and mentally exhausting day of sea kayaking, I can't think of a better way to end the day than with a fresh lobster cookout.
No, that's amazing. Straight out of the sea.
Doesn't get better than that,
It
does
does not get better than that.
Myself
Quite the
as well.
day.
The next morning, I'm eager to get back on the trail, so I reconnect with Dan and we set out on a hike to check out some of the local history. Over 1,000 years ago, the Pembrokeshire coast was home to pirates and their smuggling operations. The section of the coastal path that we're on is particularly interesting. During the 6th century, an Irish abbot named Govan evaded the pirates by hiding amongst the rocks and praying for God to save him. Surviving the ordeal, the man dedicated himself to serving God, and soon thereafter set up a secluded hermitage in the cove where he found shelter. He became known as Saint Govan, and about 900 years later, Saint Govan's chapel was built on the same spot where he had escaped the pirates. Dan tells me that this chapel was built into the limestone rocks, and, according to legend, the remains of Saint Govan himself are buried under the altar. It's a charming scene, and it's hard to believe that the room we're standing in is over 700 years old. Looking back on a story like this really puts things into perspective. We leave the chapel and continue to work our way north along the coastal path. So far, every step of the way has been amazing, and I can't wait to see what adventure lies ahead. The coastal path of Wales takes Dan and I towards the northern end of the country. Here, the rocky bluffs of the south are replaced by sandy beaches and towering mountains. It's cold and stormy as we make our way, but despite the weather, the beauty cannot be denied. And after spending so many days on trails atop the cliffs, it's nice to be down by the water, amongst the tidal pools and algae-covered rocks.
It's really cool to see how the scenery's changed here in the north. Mountains,
coming up out of the sea. That's so pretty.
Yeah, Porthnaven and this Llyn Peninsula coastline is, yeah, it's a really beautiful, dramatic coast.
The coastal path of Wales is so incredibly varied and beautiful. It really does feel like you get to experience the best of many different worlds just by following one unbroken trail. Hiking along the water, it's hard to believe that we're still in the same relatively small country that we started our adventure in only a few short days ago. As we pass an iconic lighthouse at the southeastern tip of Anglesey, I realize how lucky I am to share this experience with Dan. Hiking with him makes me feel connected to the rugged spirit of the Welsh people. After the lighthouse, we head inland for a scramble up one of the mountains that sits at the doorstep of Snowdonia. Although it's a pretty intense hike to the top, the mind-blowing views make it worth every rugged step. And I can't imagine a better place to soak up the Welsh countryside. We descend to the town below, and although we are near the northernmost point of the coastal path, the adventure is still not over. I say goodbye to Dan and turn my attention to the sea for one last hit of Welsh-inspired adrenaline.
I just met up with Sam of Gaia Adventures, and we're gonna do a little bit of sea cliff climbing today, capping the day off with camping on a portaledge. So I'm super excited. There's some classic climbing around here in Wales. I've never done any climbing over the sea, and so I'm super excited to get an experienced guide out here showing me the ropes here in Wales.
Sam has been climbing these sea cliffs for years, honing his skills on what is considered some of the most mentally challenging terrain in the world.
Okay, you're on belay. You can climb when you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna take this anchor down.
Oh, look at that. Silky. That's like 514 footwork right there.
Oh, stop it.
It's my first time climbing over the water, so Sam is easing me into it, setting me up on a pretty straightforward route. There really is nothing like an easy climb in a beautiful place, where your mind is free from fear and you can simply enjoy the moment and absorb your surroundings. And although I'm definitely not the world's greatest climber, it's a truly empowering experience. I love the feeling of the sun on my back, the rock in my hands, and the energy of the ocean churning beneath me.
Yeah, this is so unique. So beautiful, the sunlight coming in. Man, special.
Nice. Be nice just to have a couple of thousand meters of that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Keep going.
So cruiser. Beautiful though.
Nice.
That was rad.
Yeah, you did great.
Beautiful, thank you.
Nice climbing up that corner.
So we're gonna sleep over here.
Yeah, you up for it?
Yeah. It's gonna be a unique evening. I've never done this before, so it's a day full of firsts. And yeah, I mean, just with the sun setting right out there and the sound of the crashing waves, I couldn't ask for a better place to spend the night tonight. Pretty excited.
The only thing keeping us from falling into the crashing waves below is a piece of canvas pulled over a metal frame. As we settle in for the night, I can't help but think how fortunate I am. To explore magical landscapes like the coast of Wales is a true gift. And to be able to share the experience with amazing people who love their land is a true privilege. And so, as I watch the sun set on my incredible Welsh adventure, I give a heartfelt thanks for all this land has shown me, and for the great friends I've made along the way.